Hello everyone and welcome back. Let me ask you something. How many times have you studied English? Maybe you studied English at school. Maybe you studied grammar for years. Maybe you memorized hundreds of vocabulary words. Maybe you watched English lessons, read English books, downloaded English apps, and even wrote English sentences every day. But when it is time to actually speak, suddenly everything disappears. You know the words, but you cannot find them. You understand the question, but you do not know how to answer quickly. You understand English when you listen slowly, but when a native speaker talks naturally, you feel lost. And sometimes you think, maybe my English is just not good enough. But I want you to stop thinking that way. Your problem may not be that you need to study more. Your problem may be that you need to speak more. Today, I want you to try something different. Stop studying English for a moment. Just listen, then speak. Listen, speak. Listen, speak. That is the method we are going to practice together. And I want you to relax, because this is not a test. You do not need perfect grammar. You do not need a huge vocabulary. You do not need to sound like a native speaker today. You only need to open your mouth and practice. If you make a mistake, that is okay. If you forget a word, that is okay. If your pronunciation is not perfect, that is okay. The goal is not perfection. The goal is communication. So right now, I want you to sit comfortably. Take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders and listen carefully to my voice. You don't need to write anything down. You don't need to translate every sentence into your first language. Just listen. Let the English enter your mind naturally. Then when I ask you to repeat, speak out loud, not silently. Use your voice, because your mouth needs practice too. Let's begin with something very simple. Listen to this sentence. I want to speak English confidently. Now repeat. I want to speak English confidently. Again. I want to speak English confidently. One more time. I want to speak English confidently. Excellent. Now listen to this sentence. I don't need to be perfect. Repeat. I don't need to be perfect. Again, I don't need to be perfect. Very good. Now put the two sentences together. I want to speak English confidently, and I don't need to be perfect. Your turn. I want to speak English confidently, and I don't need to be perfect. Excellent. Do you see what we are doing? We are not studying a complicated grammar rule. We are not memorizing a long vocabulary list. We are training your brain and your mouth to work together. That is extremely important. When you speak your first language, you usually do not translate every sentence in your head. You simply think and speak. You want to eat, and you say, I'm hungry. You want water, and you say, I'm thirsty. You need help, and you say, can you help me? You don't stop and think about grammar. You simply communicate. English can become more natural in the same way. You need repeated exposure. You need listening. You need speaking. You need simple sentences that you can use again and again. So let's continue. Listen. I am learning English every day. Repeat. I am learning English every day. Again. I am learning English every day. Now listen. I am getting better little by little. Repeat. I am getting better little by little. Again. I am getting better little by little. Now combine them. I am learning English every day, and I am getting better little by little. Your turn. I am learning English every day, and I am getting better little by little. Wonderful. Now I want you to understand something. You may not notice your improvement every day. Maybe today you learn 10 new sentences. tomorrow you still make mistakes. You might think nothing is changing. But language learning is not always visible. It is happening quietly inside your brain. Every time you hear a sentence, your brain becomes more familiar with the sounds. Every time you repeat a sentence, your mouth becomes more comfortable with the pronunciation. Every time you use a phrase, it becomes easier to remember. And one day, something surprising happens. You hear a sentence and you understand it immediately. You want to say something, and the words come naturally. You don't translate. You don't panic. You simply speak. That moment comes from practice, not from waiting, not from perfection, from practice. So let's practice more. Listen carefully. I understand more English than I can speak. Repeat. I understand more English than I can speak. Again. I understand more English than I can speak. Now say, but I am practicing every day. Repeat. But I am practicing every day. Now put them together. I understand more English than I can speak, but I am practicing every day. Your turn. I understand more English than I can speak, but I am practicing every day. Excellent. Now let's imagine a normal morning. You wake up, you look at your phone, you check the time, you get out of bed. What can you say in English? You can say, it's time to get up. Repeat, it's time to get up. You look outside, you can say, the weather looks nice today. Repeat, the weather looks nice today. You feel tired, say, I didn't sleep well last night. Repeat, I didn't sleep well last night. You feel energetic, say, I feel great this morning. Repeat, I feel great this morning. You want coffee. Say, I need a cup of coffee. Repeat, I need a cup of coffee. You want breakfast. Say, I'm hungry. Repeat, I'm hungry. You are getting ready for work. Say, I need to get ready. Repeat, I need to get ready. You are leaving home. Say, I'm leaving now. Repeat, I'm leaving now. These sentences are simple, but simple sentences are powerful. You don't need to begin with complicated English. You need useful English. English that you can actually use in your daily life. Let's imagine you are going to work. You meet a friend. Your friend asks, how are you? You can say, I'm doing well. How about you? Repeat, I'm doing well. How about you? Your friend says, I'm good. Are you busy today? You say, yes, I have a lot of work to do. Repeat, yes, I have a lot of work to do. Your friend asks, what are you doing after work? You say, I'm going home and relaxing. Repeat, I'm going home and relaxing. Or you can say, I'm meeting a friend for dinner. Repeat, I'm meeting a friend for dinner. Or, I haven't decided yet. Repeat, I haven't decided yet. These are real sentences. You can use them in real conversations. And this is why I want you to stop thinking that English practice always has to feel like school. It doesn't. You can practice English while walking. You can practice while making breakfast. You can practice while driving, if it is safe to do so. You can practice while cleaning your room. You can practice while taking a shower. You can practice for 10 minutes before bed. The important thing is consistency. You don't need 5 hours. You need regular practice. Even 10 minutes every day can make a difference if you actually listen and speak. Now let's practice a short conversation. Listen first. Hi, how are you doing? Now repeat. Hi, how are you doing? I'm doing well. How about you? Repeat. I'm doing well. How about you? I'm good. What are you doing today? Repeat. I'm good. What are you doing today? I'm working this morning. Repeat. I'm working this morning. What are you doing after work? Repeat. What are you doing after work? I'm going home and taking it easy. Repeat. I'm going home and taking it easy. Sounds good. Have a great day. Repeat. Sounds good. Have a great day, and you too. Repeat. And you too. Very good. Now I want you to notice something. You don't need to understand every grammar rule behind these sentences to use them. You simply need to hear them many times. When you hear, "What are you doing?" again and again, your brain starts recognizing the pattern. When you hear, "How about you?" again and again, it becomes familiar. When you say, "I'm going home," again and again, it becomes automatic. That is how speaking becomes easier. You build patterns. You don't build fluency one grammar rule at a time. You build fluency through repeated communication. So let's train another important skill: thinking in English. Now, don't worry. I'm not asking you to think in complicated English. Start with tiny thoughts. Look around your room, say, "This is my room," repeat. "This is my room. There is a chair," repeat. "There is a chair. There is a table," repeat. "There is a table. My phone is on the table," repeat. "My phone is on the table." "The window is open," repeat. "The window is open. The room is quiet," repeat. "The room is quiet." This is thinking in English. You are connecting English directly to what you see. No translation. You see a chair. You think, chair. You see a window. You think, window. You feel tired. You think, I'm tired. You feel hungry. You think, I'm hungry. This is simple, but it is powerful. Now let's practice feelings. I am happy, repeat. I am happy. I am tired, repeat. I am tired. I am excited, repeat. I am excited. I am nervous, repeat. I am nervous. I am a little worried, repeat. I am a little worried, but I can handle it, repeat. But I can handle it. I don't know everything, repeat. I don't know everything, but I can learn, repeat. But I can learn. I can make mistakes, repeat. I can make mistakes, and I can keep going, repeat. And I can keep going. Excellent. Now let's make your speaking stronger. I will give you a sentence. You repeat it. Then I will make it a little longer. You repeat the longer sentence. This trains your brain to build English naturally. Listen. I like English. Repeat. I like English. Now I like learning English. Repeat. I like learning English. Now I like learning English because it helps me communicate. Repeat. I like learning English because it helps me communicate. Now, I like learning English because it helps me communicate with people from different countries. Repeat. I like learning English because it helps me communicate with people from different countries. Excellent. Let's do another one. I speak English. Repeat. I speak English. I speak English every day. Repeat. I speak English every day. I try to speak English every day. Repeat. I try to speak English every day. I try to speak English every day, even when I make mistakes. Repeat. I try to speak English every day, even when I make mistakes. Very good. That is exactly the mindset I want you to develop. Don't wait until you are ready. Speak while you are learning. Don't wait until your grammar is perfect. Speak while you are improving. Don't wait until you know thousands of words. Use the words you already know. Because if you know 500 words but never use them, those words cannot help you in conversation. But if you know a smaller number of words and use them confidently, you can communicate surprisingly well. Now, let's practice some survival English. Imagine you are traveling. You are in a new city. You need help. You can say, "Excuse me, can you help me?" Repeat. "Excuse me, can you help me?" Where is the nearest bus stop? Repeat. Where is the nearest bus stop? How much does this cost? Repeat. How much does this cost? Could you say that again, please? Repeat. Could you say that again, please? I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Repeat. I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Could you speak a little more slowly? Repeat. Could you speak a little more slowly? These sentences are extremely useful. And remember, asking someone to repeat is not a sign of weak English. It is communication. Even fluent speakers sometimes say, "Sorry, could you say that again?" That's normal. You don't need to understand every word. You need to understand enough to continue the conversation. Now, let's practice another conversation. Listen carefully. Excuse me, do you know where the train station is? Repeat. Excuse me, do you know where the train station is? Yes, it's about 10 minutes from here. Repeat. Yes, it's about 10 minutes from here. Should I walk or take a bus? Repeat. Should I walk or take a bus? You can walk. It's not far. Repeat. You can walk. It's not far. Thank you so much. Repeat. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Repeat. You're welcome. Wonderful. Now I want you to practice speaking without me. I'm going to give you a question. You answer out loud. Don't worry about making the perfect answer. Just speak. Question 1. What did you do this morning? Pause for a moment. Think in English. Maybe you say, I woke up at 7. I had breakfast. Then I went to work. That's enough. Let's try another. What do you usually do in the evening? You can say, I usually have dinner, watch something, and relax. Good. Next question. What is something you want to improve? You can say, I want to improve my English speaking. Excellent. Next. Why are you learning English? Maybe, I'm learning English because I want to communicate confidently. Very good. Now another question. What do you do when you don't understand someone? You can say, I ask them to repeat. Or, I ask them to speak more slowly. Excellent. You are speaking. That is the important part. Maybe your answers are not perfect. That's okay. Fluency does not appear because you wait for perfect sentences. Fluency grows because you keep speaking. Now let's practice a powerful set of sentences. I can speak English. Repeat. I can speak English. I may make mistakes. Repeat. I may make mistakes, but mistakes help me learn. Repeat. But mistakes help me learn. I don't need to be perfect. Repeat. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to keep practicing. Repeat. I just need to keep practicing. I will listen every day. Repeat. I will listen every day. I will speak every day. Repeat. I will speak every day. I will become more confident. Repeat. I will become more confident. I will improve one day at a time. Repeat. I will improve one day at a time. Excellent. Now imagine yourself 3 months from today. You have listened to English every day. You have spoken every day. You have repeated useful sentences. You have stopped being afraid of mistakes. Maybe you still don't speak perfectly. That's okay. But you speak faster. You understand more. You don't panic when someone asks you a question. You can introduce yourself. You can talk about your family. You can talk about your work. You can describe your day. You can ask questions. You can express your opinions. And most importantly, you feel comfortable using English. That is real progress. So don't make English learning complicated. Listen, speak, repeat. Use. Listen again, speak again, repeat again. And keep going if you forget a word. Use another word. If you make a grammar mistake, continue. If you don't understand a sentence, Ask for repetition. If someone speaks quickly, ask them to slow down. Don't stop your conversation because one sentence wasn't perfect. Communication is more important than perfection. Now, before we finish, I want you to speak one final practice paragraph with me. Listen first. I'm learning English because I want to communicate with confidence. I know I will make mistakes, but I'm not afraid of mistakes. Every mistake is part of learning. I don't need to know every word. I don't need perfect grammar. I just need to practice. I will listen to English every day. I will speak English every day. I will use simple sentences. I will think in English whenever I can. I will keep going even when English feels difficult. Little by little, I will become better. I believe I can do it. Now it's your turn. Speak slowly. I'm learning English because I want to communicate with confidence. Pause. I know I will make mistakes, but I'm not afraid of mistakes. Pause. Every mistake is part of learning. Pause. I don't need to know every word. Pause. I don't need perfect grammar. Pause. I just need to practice. Pause. I will listen to English every day. Pause. I will speak English every day. Pause. I will use simple sentences. Pause. I will think in English whenever I can. Pause. I will keep going even when English feels difficult. Pause. Little by little, I will become better. Pause. I believe I can do it. Excellent. And I want you to remember this. You don't become a good English speaker by studying English forever. You become a good English speaker by using English. Your ears need English. Your brain needs English. Your mouth needs English. Your confidence needs practice. So from today, don't ask yourself, how much English did I study? Ask yourself, how much English did I listen to? How much English did I speak? How many times did I use English today? Those questions will change the way you learn. You don't need to wait for tomorrow. You can start right now. Listen to one sentence. Repeat it. Use it. Duplicate your own sentence. Say it again. And tomorrow, do the same thing. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to happen. And one day, you will realize that the sentences that once felt difficult are now easy. The words that once disappeared from your mind are now coming naturally. The conversations that once made you nervous are becoming normal. And you will understand something very important. You were never incapable of learning English. You simply needed more real practice. So stop waiting, stop overthinking, stop being afraid of mistakes. Listen, speak, repeat, and keep going. Your English does not have to be perfect today. It only has to be better than yesterday. Now take a deep breath, smile, and say it one more time with confidence. I can speak English. Again, I can speak English. And one final time. I can speak English, and I will keep practicing until speaking feels natural. Excellent. Keep listening, keep speaking, keep practicing, and most importantly, keep believing that you can do it, because you can.